It's up to you, New York, New York. All right. One of my favorite shows annually, each and every year. It's the 2026 NFC East Preview. I am your host, Richie. It's the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast here on YouTube. With me tonight, we got the enemy, Window 3, Dan, two-time Super Bowl champion Nunez.
Yes, sir.
Fighting out of East LA. Yes, sir. We've got my man, my co-host, Mr. Idris Salam, a.k.a. Bosco from the Bronx. Welcome back. How you doing, bro?
From the boogie down Bronx, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Boogie down Bronx, indeed. This is the division that has the most Lombardi trophies, most recently won by the Philadelphia Eagles 2 seasons ago, capturing their second Lombardi trophy. The Giants' most recent was 2011 victory over the New England Patriots. Dallas Cowboys' most recent 1995 season. Washington Commanders, then the Redskins, 1992. This division has Dallas with 5, the G-Men with 4, the Commanders with 3, the Eagles with 2. The Eagles have had the most recent success. And we've got a lot of questions going into this. Is John Harbaugh going to bring back Giants pride? Is he going to bring back the stability that they have not had since Tom Coughlin? A lot of experts think that this is a year where the Giants could really rise, given the fact that they had an awesome draft and they finally got their franchise quarterback. You got a Washington Commanders team led by Jaden Daniels. What are you going to get in year 3? He was the 2024 Rookie of the Year, took a substantial step back due to injury. They go out, they get Stephon Diggs, who had a great season with Drake May, played in the Super Bowl last year. They go get Sonny Styles with their first pick. Is this a team that's ready to get back to being one game away from the Super Bowl, right at the front of the NFL world, or was that an aberration? We've got a Dallas Cowboys team that on all metrics, at least on paper, appears that they have done some serious work fixing a defense to finally match their high potent offense. Dak Prescott's running out of time, but there is still time as he does have one of the most dynamic duos in the NFL at receiver in George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Last but not least, the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick Sirianni, Super Bowl champion 2 years ago. Their season did not end in a good fashion last year as they lost in brutal fashion to the San Francisco 49ers in Lincoln Financial Field. What Saquon are we going to get? Are we going to get the guy that rushed for 2K that had a season for the ages? Or is it going to look more like a guy who looked like, damn, that season hurt? Speaking of hurt, how about Jalen Hurts? Is he going to quiet the naysayers and the haters that are saying that he is more of a system quarterback? Or is he going to shut everybody up? He is a former Super Bowl MVP after all. As we always do, we start from the bottom and move our way up. New York Football Giants, let's go. Finished 4-13 in 2025. That was last in the NFC East. We've got some key additions that I'm going to speak on. Odell Beckham Jr., yeah, it's not 2016, it's not 2014, I know. Wide receiver Calvin Austin the third. Wide receiver kick returner Braxton Berrios. We got Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker slash safety. Nose tackle DJ Reader. Defensive tackle Shelby Harris. Nose tackle Leaky Fotu. We've got cornerback Greg Newsome. We've got fullback Patrick Ricard. We got place kicker Dominic Zavada. That was post draft. Place kicker Ben Sauls. Jordan Stout, the punter. Tight end Isaiah Likely. Safety Jason Pinnock, a former Giant, coming back as well. How you doing, Noah? Welcome to the show.
No what?
All right. So I like some of these additions. First and foremost, do me a favor if you're going to sit with me, at least close the door. Thank you, Papa. You can come back whenever you want. I'm right here. All right. So obviously, you trade Dexter Lawrence, gentlemen, to go and get the number 10 pick, which gets you a real road grazer in CC. Francis Mayagoa, definitely going to be a formidable force at guard. He also has the ability to play tackle. You bring back Pinnock, a bit of a ball hawk, a guy that, in my opinion, understands the building, the culture, the structure. I like bringing him back.
Yeah.
Calvin Austin the third, right now looking really good on the Giants depth chart. Braxton Berrios, that is essentially Gunnar Olszewski's replacement. Tremaine Edmonds, at his position, has the most tackles over the last 4 to 5 years. And just based off the paper, just looking at everything, doing my own personal research, and just watching a lot of Giant games.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest question going into the season, at least from a personnel-based standpoint, is the corners. I do like the safeties. I love the linebackers. And can we stop the run? You lost a Pro Bowler, perennial Pro Bowler. You didn't have a good year last year. But you did get a lot of beef in the form of proven veterans in this league. I'm going to start with you, Idris. How do you feel? Let's start with the defense. How do you feel about the defense right now for the New York Football Giants? And do you think they did enough, so to speak, to start making some tread against Philly and Dallas?
I think we did enough, but we have to see what they do. I think we
That's fair.
we addressed everything we need to address. We addressed the situation with Leonard Williams. I think Leonard Williams. Oh man, Dexter Lawrence in the middle. We addressed that. We addressed the corners. We brought Pinnock back. Like I said, Pinnock, he played for us, Frisco. I'm pretty sure he learned a lot out there. He came back, so he's going to be that veteran presence. Austin, Barrios. I think we addressed everything. But now we just got to go out there and do it. We got to see what these guys do because everything on paper, looks great on paper, no matter who you are, no matter what team. But you got to get out there and do it. So that's what we have to see. But I think we address what we need to address, and especially with the coach. We got a hard-nosed
just
coach.
for the viewers.
Yeah.
Just for the viewers, I'm going to put up some of the players we lost as well. Daniel Nunez, what are your thoughts on the additions and the subtractions that the New York Giants brought in? And if any moment you need me to click back on the guys they brought in, I can do that. Just let me know. But have at it, Nunez. What are your thoughts on my team?
I like the pickup of you guys getting OBJ. I saw him.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
saw him on some of. I think I saw him on the preseason game. He got a pretty good step. I mean, it's like he didn't redo the step. I mean, I like Newsom, Craig Newsom coming in.
Okay.
I even like your tight end Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
I think you guys look pretty good. All the bias, the bias aside, talking football. I think you guys got a pretty good squad to match up with the NFCs. I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, to see Cam Scuttleball come back from the nasty injury, to see Dart do his thing. I mean, it's gonna be it's. I don't expect them to get knocked around. I expect you guys to be in every game, every fight. Fighting till you guys really just either throw the talent or just fight till you can't fight no more. I expect you guys to be up there. That's just my. I mean,
Yeah, I thought last year they showed flashes of being competitive. Beating you guys for the first time in a while, that was a huge momentum boost for a young team. Obviously, you guys returned the favor a couple weeks later, and unfortunately, Cam Scadabo's season was ended. But I do
yeah,
think that in that regard, the Giants got a little respect from the Eagles, which is important. when you're trying to get back to a winning culture. Obviously, Brian Dable out, John Harbaugh in. They changed the defensive coordinator, which was so very necessary.
Oh my goodness.
And we blew a lot of fourth quarter leads.
Yeah,
So
he did.
4-13 could have been more like 7-10, 8-9 could have been more respectable. But I said it the other day. The reward for not being good is you get good draft position. And
Right.
I'm gonna push these draft picks across the board here. Arvell Reese, man, I am so high on this
Yes.
kid out of
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
And CeCe from Miami. I know a lot of people wanted Caleb Downs. Ultimately, the Cowboys got him. Malachi Fields from Mia Nunez's school, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Round 5, Bobby Jamison Travis, defensive tackle out of Auburn. What I like about that pick, he gets to sit back and watch veterans work in front of him. J.C. Davis, offensive tackle, that's depth. Jack Kelly, a guy that has a lot of heart and a guy that I'm rooting for. I didn't think the Giants were going to take him. But
No.
our linebackers are deep, and it's a good problem to have. Gentlemen, how do you feel about these draft picks?
I'm cool with them. I'm cool. We didn't reach like we've done in the past, and we got what we needed. The Arvell Reese pickup. Oh man, yeah, he's going to be a boss.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, I think like I said, we addressed what we needed to address, and we didn't reach. And we had a bad reaching, but we didn't this time. So, like I said, everything it looks good on paper, but we have to see what happens. They got to get out there and play.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement, Idris. I think that's, for the most part, a fair statement. I'm just going to pull up Giants' schedule in a couple of seconds here. Wanted to make sure I left it here in the bank. Go ahead, Nunez. You go ahead.
Yeah, I like the Arvell Reese. Like, I was like, what the heck? And then getting Malachi Fields, he's gonna learn from
Yeah.
OBJ. He's gonna learn from the receivers from the corp. Because when Malachi Fields was in Notre Dame, Rich, you know what's up, man. Get the ball to Malachi, he will do his thing. So I'm
Yeah,
happy for him. I
definitely
hope he
knows
does.
how to use kind of like
Yes.
a basketball player using
Hmm?
their God-given ability to get above the
Yep.
defense. That's something that Fields showed me, and something that I noticed very much so. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So I think
And
go ahead.
no, just to your
Oh
point,
no, go ahead.
Malik, you can put the ball
Huh?
up. He's gonna go get it. That's the point.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And then to go with you saying, you guys did fill in your gaps that you guys during the free agency and the draft. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to see what you guys can bring to the table. As long as you beat Dallas, it'll make my day. That's all I'm hoping. Beat Dallas.
I have a
Beat Dallas.
couple of
Hey.
questions here for anybody that should join the comments, and of course, you guys to debate on. Will Malik Neighbors regain his form after a severe knee injury? Does wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. have gas left in the tank? Well, he's going to make the team, so I think that's a yes.
Mhm.
Can quarterback Jackson Dart avoid the blue tent? Where's the wood? I'm knocking on it right now. That man plays very aggressive. Will the Giants defense be able to close out games? And is the kicking game finally under control? I'll start with the special teams. I love the fact that we finally have a legitimate punter and two good options at kicker. One of them will obviously win the job. Dart, he plays physical. There's no doubt about it. But there's also like this aura about him that every time he gets hit, they need to like look for a blue tent. Yankees just completed the sweep. Good job, gentlemen. Wide receiver Odell Beckham, any gas left in the tank? The way I look at it, he's going to make the top 7 because I think they're carrying 7 receivers. And I think Jalen Hyatt is gone. I think Odell's getting his number back. I'm not going to lie, though. Malik Neighbors, you got to take your time with him. I feel confident with the players they have in this locker room that can get the job done. I also like the Darnell Mooney pickup. I didn't mention him. I believe that this is a team that's going to compete. We're going to put up their schedule in a moment, but gentlemen, if you want to read over what I put up and debate, have at it.
Yeah, I'm stuttering. I like Malachi Fields, and I said, like Nunez, I think he'll learn from OBJ. And I think with OBJ, he said he had a lot of stuff going on with his first time at the Giants. He was that big deal. He wanted to do everything. He wanted to be blah 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 blah. But I think now that he's back, I think he'll be a good mentor to Malik Neighbors and OBJ. I mean, and Malachi Fields. So I like it, man. We got to see Scatterbo, come back from that knee injury. He can't be doing any backflips. I used to do backflips, and it takes a strain on your legs, on your knees. So you got to chill on that. I think Neighbors will come back because Neighbors is a gamer, man. Just based on his interview, how he was real passionate and how he doesn't like losing. And I know he feels like I came to this team ready to play, and I let the team down. I couldn't be there to fight, and I felt I feel he feels like he could have made a difference out of those games. And I think he could have if he was on the field, especially with Jameis Winston throwing to him. So I think he's going to come back like, look, I'm come back like Kobe, come back like like Kobe. Kobe came back from Achilles. Well, he came back, but Kobe got that. Kobe had that fight. Like, I'm not gonna go out. I'm gonna take these shots. I'm gonna finish this off. And I think with Malachi Fields, no, I keep wanting to say Malachi Fields. Elite Neighbors, I think he'll be the same way. Like, I got something to prove, if not to the team, but to myself.
Idris,
So
we're getting a little crackling on the mic over there. Just letting you know, we're getting a little crackling on that.
yeah, we got a electric storm here, so we're kind of
Oh,
like
dang. Okay.
yeah,
My bad, bro.
yeah.
I got you.
I meant to tell you, but that was it. Anyway, I'll let Nunez talk so I can go on mute.
Nunez, have at it, and then I'm going to post the Giants schedule.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think OBJ, and then you're right about Malik Neighbors. I think once Malachi Fields gets in, then you guys have three-headed monster right there. I still think OBJ has gas in the tank. I still think he can bring a lot of excellent excitement to you guys. So I just can't wait to see OBJ. Your defense looks ready. Dart reminds me a lot like Baker Mayfield. When he comes in, he does a little bit
Yes,
of rushing plays. He's like Baker Mayfield. Doesn't give a damn. He'll take a hit and wham. So but I seen Jackson Dart and how he passes the ball. Very accurate sometimes when he passes the leg. When he did to us, when you guys whipped the living dog crap out of us. I mean, I was shocked. I was like, whoa. And then Scooterville, stop making flips, man. You're gonna bust to Terry Achilles again the way you're going to win them flips.
Yeah,
right.
You
yeah. I could do
know,
without
come
I could do
on.
without the backflips for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. And then I think, I mean, like I said, you guys have an amazing coach in John Harbaugh. I mean, he did a lot of good things with Baltimore, Super Bowl winning coach. I mean, the last time Harbaugh, we beat Harbaugh. So I mean, we'll probably kick his ass again. I don't know.
We're
I'm
about to find
all I'm
out.
saying, guys, is that all I'm saying is I'm looking forward to see what the Giants have on. Like, it's like everything is good on paper. You guys have a
Right.
stacked team. You guys, but it's like Idris said, and I've been telling people too. You gotta play the game on the field.
Gotta play the
No,
You
game,
gotta
man.
absolutely.
play.
You can do all the research
You
and
know.
you can do all the, it comes down to every football game comes down sometimes just to 3 to 5 plays. That's the margin for error in a league that has a lot of parity. All right, this is the Giants schedule, guys. We have the Cowboys week 1, a game that I may very well be attending. I got to admit, week 1 and week 2 are not the easiest,
No.
potentially 0-2, but I'm going to say that we win opening night. Um, Week 3 is an emotional game because you got the Tennessee Titans. That's against Brian Dable. Give me 2-1 for the G-men, 3-1 over Arizona. I don't like to call the divisional game a trap game, but I do believe that Washington, in that regard, could be a trap game. Um, and it's not like they're that far removed from being competitive. I do think we win it, but I think it's going to be tough. What do young teams that are trying to win go through? You know, keeping up consistency. I think the New Orleans Saints are much improved, and the New Orleans Saints never win in Jersey. That's all the reason why I think they might dull us the upset there. Houston Texans, that is gonna be not the most fun. Then you're talking Philly here. I think, however you look at it, there is a potential split with Philly. Do we finally win in their house? History says no, but I do certainly like our chances in the final game of the season. Um, Detroit, that's late in the year, and I think a lot of that is going to be predicated on where they are when that game is played.
Right.
We have a rematch with rematch. We have a reunion against Daniel Jones. That'll be interesting. All in all, I think the New York Giants are going to go 3-3 in the division, but I'm seeing 10 wins here, gentlemen, with the potential for a wild card berth. I'm going to elaborate it as we go further into the show. I think the New York Giants are going to finish no worse than 8-9, but I'm seeing 10 victories here, either 9-8 or 10-7. I think it's going to require 10 to get in, and 10 is what I'm giving the Giants. 10-7 for the New York Giants.
Same here. I'm going 9-8 with a possibility to go 10-7. I think we could split with Philly. I think Philly's going to be the toughest one out of all our division games, in my opinion, because we just don't play well against Philly, man. No matter how good we are, we don't play well against Philly.
I do think last year
You
could
know.
have been a bit of a turn of a tide in terms of, no longer having the fear because,
Yeah.
or just the mental capacity about it. Because, Eli was the guy that genuinely struggled against Philly. And then we just struggled against a lot of people with just not very good teams. I think I think that win last year was a lot bigger than just some middle of the season win. Because personally, I thought the Giants competed well in Philly before the wheels fell off, and a lot of it, some calls, but injuries and just things fell apart. But I do not have that same kind of trauma, so to speak, when we see the green jerseys. I think that the Giants are closing the gap. There was a time where it was the other way around in the 90s where they couldn't beat us in any situation. And it's been the reverse. We haven't won a game in that building since 2013. But I got the Giants going 10-7, 3-3 in the division. I think they're going to sweep Washington, and I think they're going to split with Philly and Dallas.
Yeah.
Can I see the schedule one more time, Rich,
Sure.
by any chance?
By checking it
Okay.
out,
Who do you
I
guys
want
play
to.
that week? Okay, so
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
No, no, go ahead, go
So I
ahead.
think you
Go
guys
ahead,
will
go ahead.
beat Dallas. I hope you beat the Kardashians. Yes, please, please do. Who do you guys play in the second week? Because I can't even see it. Who do you guys got in the second week?
Second week is the Los Angeles Rams
Ooh.
in LA.
I see you guys.
No.
I see you guys
Yeah, we're
going one
not.
and one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tennessee, you'll whip Tennessee. You'll beat Arizona. You'll beat Washington. I even go say you'll beat the Saints. You'll lose to Houston. You'll lose to my team. You'll beat Washington. Now the Jacksonville
Jacksonville's going to
Jaguars.
be a sturdy test.
Yeah.
That's a sturdy test.
No, I think you guys will win that one. You should beat Indianapolis. Is that the Niners?
That is the Niners in our house.
I hope we beat the crap out of the Niners. The Seahawks. The Seahawks.
In Seattle, no, I don't necessarily like that one.
I don't either.
I'll go with Seattle on that one. Is that Cleveland?
That is Cleveland at home,
You guys should beat
Detroit
the
on the
Browns.
road.
You should beat Detroit. You should beat. I think you guys are gonna sweep Dallas, and you're not gonna sweep us. So
Really?
yeah, yeah, you're not
I
gonna
think
sweep
we're going to
us.
sweep Dallas.
So
What's
I
our
think you
final
guys will
record for
be
this?
11-5.
Oh, wow.
No,
Oh,
11-6.
Yeah.
11-6. 11-6.
Yeah.
My bad.
All
11-6.
right.
Damn.
All right.
Damn.
All right.
And I'm being non-biased, gentlemen. Like I'm being like real. Like I think you guys. Like I'm very because you guys got Malachi Fields, and I'm very excited to see what he is going to bring to the team as a receiver.
Yeah.
I'm not a Giants fan, but I'm kind of excited for you guys to see what finally you guys can
Hey.
get out of the bottomless pit. Do
We're going to
something
find
good.
out.
Hey.
We're going to find out for sure.
Yeah.
That is Jaden Daniels. We're going to move it
Oh
along to
God,
the
the homeless
Washington
team. Idris, the homeless team.
Commanders.
The whole team.
They finished third in this division last year. Here are some key player additions. Let that go over for a second. Leo Chanel, I like that pickup. Um, I don't think there's anything that jumps off the board outside of Rashad White and Stephon Diggs. I do like the Diggs pickup. Leo Chanel, we'll see. We'll see. That was a casualty there in terms of money being spread around in KC. But I think where this team, we're going to find out where they go or don't go. Is Terry McLaurin going to be healthy? And is Stephon Diggs going to be able to contribute and have the same rapport with Jaden Daniels that he had a year ago with Drake May? These are some of the key player losses. Josh Johnson, this guy just finds a team, every team, and he
Yeah.
plays on almost every team every year. I find it
Yeah.
kind of comical how long this man has been able to play professional football.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about him? I remember them interviewing him last year, he made a joke about it. He's like, hey, I like it. He's like, you know, he guy might play 20 years, dude. He might play 20 years, man. And he's not, but you know what? Think about he's not a bad backup. He really isn't a bad backup. He's a good backup. But my opinion on
Isn't it the
on
same?
Washington,
Mhm.
yeah,
No, go ahead, Idris.
I was
I'll talk. I'll talk
I
after.
would say my opinion on Washington. I don't see much out of for him, man. I think Jaden Daniels. I think he's RG3, and like I said about RG3, I say he won't last 8 years, and I think with Jaden Daniels, I say I feel the same way. I say he won't last 8 good years. I think he'll be on a roster, but I think his ceiling is like 7 or 8 years at the most. I think Dan Quinn is on the hot seat, and I think he gets fired.
Hmm.
He might get fired at the end of the season, but I just think this is it. I think he's done.
Gentlemen, I want to ask, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, I stepped in front of the steps. Just wanted to make sure I
Oh
wasn't too
yeah.
far outside the house. All right,
Nah.
this is their
You good?
draft class, and this is the most impressive thing that I think the Commanders were able to put together. Sonny
Mm-hmm.
Styles, the Giants decided to go with his teammate. In terms of versatility, I think you couldn't miss with either one of those guys. I'm going to let this go over one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I personally think that they're just trying to get back to being a defensive force because this is a very physical division. And I think, when you talk Sonny Styles, it doesn't get better in terms of a guy to build around.
Yeah.
Round three, Antonio Williams, wide receiver out of Clemson. This is a kid that I think could push to be their number 3 during the course of the year. They got a good edge rusher out of Tennessee, Joshua Josephs.
Mm-hmm.
Katron Allen, running back out of Penn State. I'm curious to see what his snap share is going to be, but I
Yeah,
do
for sure.
believe that they did good there as well. Joshua Golden, center out of Michigan State. I think he has a sturdy career.
Yeah.
If he can get past the rigors of being a newbie in the league, because a lot of these kids playing center, it's a big challenge. I think he has a decent career in front of him.
Yeah.
Um, I still think this is the worst team in the division, and it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the quarterback. I think the quarterback, from a talent-based standpoint, might be the best in the division.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily like Stephon Diggs here. I don't necessarily like, how do I say this? I think the pressure is on that they're expected because they caught the football world off guard when they ended up in the title game and got their doors blown off by the Eagles. And I personally believe that now you got a resurgent Giants team, you got an Eagles team that's trying to keep their window open and keep winning, and you got a Dallas team that, in a lot of people's estimations, might have the best roster of everyone. Before I even look at their schedule, I'm telling you that they're the fourth worst team in this division, and I'm not trying to be rude to the Washington faithful,
Right. I
um,
agree.
but it's genuinely how I feel, and something that I
Yeah.
naturally feel confident about pretty much since I knew what the sport of football was when I played it in Pee Wees and pretty much just any stage of my life. One thing that is about as guaranteed as the Florida humidity is that the New York football Giants are going to beat the Washington Redskins or the Commanders. That we have beaten them more than anyone else in the NFL. So naturally,
Hmm.
just basing it on my team, I feel good about it. This is their schedule, gentlemen. No rush to jump to it. Oh, I see what you did there, Idris. You had turned off your camera so we can see Nunez's beautiful face over here. I see what you're doing, man.
Yeah, man. You got to
All
give him a
right.
shine, man. You know.
Yeah, man. Let him in there. All right. Week one, that's an L. Week
Yep.
two,
Yeah.
that's an L. Week three, that's an L. What we got? 0-3.
Yep.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is they better beat the Colts because if they don't, they're not gonna win a game before the bye week.
I don't think they're beating the Colts, dude. I just don't feel it, man. I think, and I'm not trashing because I've never had any beef with the Redskins, command, whatever the homeless team, as newly called. But I just don't. I just don't. They just don't. They just don't do it, man. They just don't.
No,
It's
I
like
feel you.
they'll have a year here, the year there. The next, they're back in obscurity. You know.
I mean,
Okay.
And I
So
what
my
think,
what
record,
more
I'm gonna
can
make
I
it.
say? They won the division in the most forgettable year in NFC East history when everybody was bad.
Yeah,
So even
yeah,
though I was pissed off at the Eagles for somewhat tanking to go get a better pick, and even though we did have a conversation about the plans when Sudfeld came in that year, I referred to him in front of your cousin who is employed by the Eagles. I called him Sudafed.
Sudafed. Yeah, I remember.
Uh, but but having but having said that, I understand why they did it. They already went in with a plan. And
Yeah,
that was the plan. And they're all professionals, and they're like, "Who gives a shit? It's the Giants anyway." I understand their thesis there, but I was not happy, and not because I thought we were so good that year, but because why would I go into any matchup against Tom Brady and not think that we had a chance? And I would
yeah.
have liked to see if we could have competed. Whatever. I'm not going to cry anymore. I'll shut up now. Washington Commanders. Give me 6 wins. Give me 11 losses. Give me Dan Quinn's head, and I hope that Jaden Daniels stays healthy because I wish injury on no one. But I don't
Yeah.
believe he's going to complete the season healthy. And I think you're going to get a pissed off Terry McLaurin, a really pissed off Stephon Diggs. And I think Sonny Styles, despite all the chaos, will be a front runner for candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. It's going to be Arvell Reese in there as well. And of course, the stud corner, Mansour Delane, who's a Chief, I think he's going to be in the mix too. But a forgettable season for Washington, but pieces to build around in the future, possibly with a new regime. I do think the ownership team is gonna stick together for now. As Magic Johnson, all he's missing is a Super Bowl ring.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
I say 2-15.
Oh Jesus, that is so harsh.
I'm gonna go.
Who the,
I'm
who
I
gonna
the,
mean,
go
who,
four.
who
I'm going 4-13,
the only
man.
win, the only
who are
wins
the
I see
two
him get
wins?
against Arizona and Tennessee. That's it.
Oh my, oh my! They're gonna be cursing us in the nation's capital.
Look, I'm
Sorry
I
going
to
really
four and
don't.
thirteen, man.
I would
Four and
say sorry
13.
to another Commander fan, but I don't really talk to my old financial advisor anymore. I don't have a lot of Redskin friends, Commander
I don't
friends.
either,
So
man.
then,
I don't think it's that many
yep,
of
Uh
that's
them.
2-2 and 15, gentlemen.
and
Four and
Wayne
13.
White, I don't know. I guess he supports them. That's what he said anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. All right.
LA Night, yeah.
I got 4-13, man.
Hey, we're gonna be like LA
Yeah.
Night, yeah.
Turn the camera off, sat on the steps, walk back in. That's better. All right. Now we're going to start talking about some teams that are constantly in the picture for division title over the last couple of years. Now, I have not revealed where I got the Giants finishing. I do have the Commanders finishing fourth. I'll explain my logic and theory as we move it along. Next on the list is, of course, the hated Dallas Cowboys. That's their
Oh,
schedule. I'll pause it on that for a second. Let me change this background here. Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock for the Richie X Jr. Sports Podcast. Just bear with me. I got about 13 million photos here on the pod. There he is. That's Dak Prescott. One thing I will give Dak respect for, I think he's a good human being. Let's get the football out of the way. He's a good
Yeah.
person. Walter Payton, Man of the Year. He's overcome a lot of tragedy in his life, and he plays
yeah.
for the most profitable team in the NFL. Like him, hate him, indifferent. One thing about Jerry Jones and his group is that you're always going to pay attention to them, one way or another. And he does a great job of that, similar to the late George Steinbrenner, who is the owner of the New York Yankees. The Dallas
Yes, sir.
Cowboys, since 1960, 5 Super Bowl rings, nothing to shake a stick at. It's impressive. They have the most division titles. That's also impressive. But something that has drawn the ire of many a Cowboy fan since pretty much since the end of the triplets era and the untimely firing of Jimmy Johnson, or what, divorce, whatever you want to call that, they have not been past round two in like forever and a day. And
That's great. That's
going
great.
even back to the Romo era, and I think Tony Romo was a hell of a quarterback. I don't
I
believe
like
in
Romo.
completely, yeah, I do too. I don't
Yeah.
completely believe in blaming one player for a team's failures, but quarterback, they get all the credit, they get all the blame too. They did miss the playoffs last year. Here's some key additions. They gave this defense some love. Quarterback Sam Howell, believe it or not, I like that pickup. Marquez Valdez Scantling always finding a home. He's
Right.
your fourth receiver at best. Center Matt
Yeah.
Hennessy, good pickup there. The former Giant, former Packer, Corey Ballantyne. Jacoby Durant, good pickup there
Jamaica.
at corner. In Cyrus Sweet. Okay. Let's start here. How do we feel about the free agent additions?
I think they did good. I think they filled some holes. We got to see how they do stopping the run. Can't stop the run. And also with even the pass. I mean, I know they short up the corner safety, but we got to see, man, because
I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna just put these draft picks up for a second. Keep talking, Idris. Caleb
yeah,
Downs,
yeah,
total
I
package in
think
my opinion, if
yeah,
he's healthy.
if he can stay healthy, right? If he can stay healthy,
They
I
doubled
think he,
up. They
yeah,
doubled up at edge rusher.
yeah,
Offensive tackle Drew Shelton out of Penn State, a very good one.
that's a
Cornerback
good
Devin
one.
Moore, bro, they gave this defense some sincere love. Anthony Smith, wide receiver out of East Carolina.
Yeah, they needed to, man. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
that defense was horrible, dude.
I think this defense has the ability to be a top 10 unit this year, if not better. Malachi Lawrence is a local product out of UCF, which is about, I don't
Yeah,
know,
right
five
up the road,
miles
right up the
from my
road from
mother's house, if that, not
right,
even, about 3 miles. You
right.
know, I remember when Outkast performed there, and you could actually hear them in my mom's backyard.
Yeah, it's
But
right there.
I'll tell you what I like, and then I'll tell you what I don't like. What I like is the fact that you have, in my opinion, the best duo in this division in terms of the receiver position. Of course, Makai Lemon, he's new to the league. We'll have something to say about that. But in terms of established guys, they have the best overall duo, Lamb and Pickens right now. Now, if AJ Brown was still in Philly, that could possibly be, pushed a little further. Time will tell. They got to perform. They got to get out there. To be honest with you, even though I dogged them out, I think the Washington Commanders have the second best duo in McLaurin and Steph Diggs, at least on paper. But games aren't necessarily won on paper.
If the
Um,
quarterback is healthy,
no doubt, if the quarterback is healthy, 100%. Okay, I just want to make sure I want to make sure I didn't lock that door. Um, all right, so the way I see it is, it's a make or break year for the Dallas Cowboys for a litany of reasons. You're talking about a team. You're talking about a team that has such high expectations because of their overall brand. In a
yeah,
lot of ways, the way they push their product is similar to the Dodgers and Yankees in baseball, where everybody and their mother is essentially, you know,
yeah,
they're invested. They're invested. It's that simple. They're invested. They know how to put on a show in terms of promotional value. If they didn't nail this draft, I would be more worried about a repeat of what they did on the defensive side of the football. But this team right now, as far as I'm concerned, is
yeah.
100% ready to win this division. And you know how much it pains me to say that because I absolutely hate the Dallas Cowboys. But truthfully, gentlemen, before I even pull the schedule up, they are my picks to win this division. I'm going to pull up the schedule and I will be able to tell all of you why. I'm going to put some questions up here. With the new added talent on defense, does this team have enough to make a deep playoff run? Get past the dreaded second
No,
round. Can Lamb and
no,
Pickens be the best 1-2 duo in the league? Can Shoddy get the job done?
No.
Um,
well,
have at it, gents. Go debate. I'm
well,
gonna hit mute and I'm gonna.
okay. I put it this way. Like I said about the Cowboys, I mean the Giants on paper, yes, but I'm gonna tell you why I say no. Um, they can't get out of their own way until they show that they can get out of their own way. I trust them. I don't. I mean, I think they will probably win a division or them or Philly. I think it'll be a fight, but I don't. I just don't see them go any further because see, for some reason, it seems like they sabotage themselves when they get to the playoffs. It's like they have everything clicking and like, yeah, let's go, and then they just blow it, and it's Jerry Jones.
No
And Jerry
question.
Jones
They
said it.
have done that.
Jerry Jones said it himself. He's about the headline. I think he wants to win a Super Bowl. I really do. But I think Jerry Jones is more happy with being that guy. And I think that's what's going to kill the Cowboys. And Jerry Jones is going to be around. Man, Jerry Jones might live to be 100 years old. He might outlive all of us. He
Well, he
ain't going
certainly has
nowhere.
the money to outlive all of
Yeah,
us.
and I think with Dallas, and I'm not trashing. I'm really not trashing Dallas. I just feel Dallas is one of those teams that just can't get out of their own way. I think
Right.
once
I'm
they
gonna
get
post their
good,
schedule.
yeah, they
Keep
once
talking,
they,
Huh?
Idris.
yeah. The way I see the Cowboys, it's like, and I know they don't listen, but it's like the players listen to the fans, and then they just implode. Because the fans are
All right.
obnoxious. Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
it.
go over it here, just on my side, and then I'm gonna pass it to Nunez. We'll go around. Week 1, New York Giants. That's an L. We're gonna win our opener.
Yeah.
Week 2, hosting the Commanders. I like them there. I think they're gonna beat Baltimore. Baltimore's in a bit of a transition. New coach. Week 4.
I'm,
A lot of
I'm
people
going.
feel this could be, believe it or not, a Super Bowl preview at
I
the
don't think they'll
Texans.
beat
Give me the
Baltimore,
Texans.
man. I don't think they'll beat Baltimore.
Um,
I don't think they'll beat them. I think Lamar's going to roast them. And King Henry, I don't know about that one.
I like them against Green Bay as well as Tampa in that mid stretch. I think they're splitting with the Eagles. They split with the Eagles damn near every season. Arizona, that's a dub. The 49ers going to be a good one because the 49ers always put on some kind of different lock in when they
Uh-huh.
play the NFC East, but especially over the course of the last few years, the Dallas Cowboys. As the Cowboys had their number in the 90s, in recent time, the 49ers have had theirs. I'm going to take the 49ers for a solid victory there. As I stated, they're splitting with the Eagles. I think their biggest game of the year and something that's going to be very exciting to watch is when they go to SoFi to play the Rams. Now, this is interesting. The Rams are a huge popular favorite, obviously, because of Myles Garrett, the fact that they were only a win away from going to the Super Bowl a year ago, and not to mention that they're just a loaded ass roster, and they got the reigning MVP on offense there. Throw slinging darts to both of his receivers, Devontae Adams as well as Puka Nakua. I'm seeing 12-5, gentlemen. I'm seeing 12-5. I'm seeing a division title. That doesn't mean that I got them going to the Super Bowl, but that's what I see. I got the Dallas Cowboys winning this division with a record of 12-5. I have revealed my first and fourth place team. That is my reveal right now. Nunez, do you need the schedule still up, or did you see enough to make a prediction?
No, 6-11.
Stop.
Dang!
He's wildin'. 6-11.
And I'm gonna tell you
He's
why.
wildin'.
I'm gonna tell
Woo!
you why. Everybody's right. I mean, okay. I'm not gonna wrong. They look good on paper, but I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you right now, the downfall is gonna be Caleb Downs. Mark my words. Caleb Downs is gonna be the downfall. Dak Prescott is better to have a injury riddle season. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
They don't have.
Six and
I'm
11.
saying six. I think. So the way I have it is this: if I'll test you the Eagles schedule, I already got Dallas in third, Washington. It's gonna be between the Eagles and the Giants battling for the NFC East. That is my
Wow.
opinion, boys.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going.
And I'm saying,
Salam, what do you got here?
uh,
I'm, I'm going to go 11-6. I think Philly and Dallas are going to go for the division. But I just think, like I said, but I think Dallas is going to implode. I just don't think. I just don't. I don't see him doing it, man. Just for some reason with that franchise, man, it's like they read their own press, man, and then they just implode. And it's like they listen. It's like the players listen to the fans. And I'm not trying to diss
mhm.
them, but they just act like they hear the fans and then they try to impress the fans. And I know that's not what they do, but that's how they play.
Well,
You
this is
know?
the thing. The thing that could go off the rails for them, and I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. You
Mm,
want to be in here? The thing that's going to happen, or that could happen, Think
Yeah.
about the coaches in this division, boys.
Yeah.
You got a Super Bowl winner in Sirianni. You got a Super Bowl winner in Harbaugh.
Yep.
Schottenheimer, while I loved his dad, the name doesn't exude finishing in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Nope.
It is what it
It
is.
doesn't. It doesn't.
And you had a chance to possibly rattle Bill Belichick to come out of retirement. I'm not convinced that Brian Schottenheimer is the right coach to get them to the top. Now, this is a
No.
caveat here. Do I think they could win this division? I'm saying that I think they will. But will every negative thing that you guys said about them come to fruition in possibly round two? Yeah, possibly. Because I am not convinced that Brian Schottenheimer is going to outcoach some of these dudes in the NFC playoffs, whether you're trying to outcoach a McVay or even a Harbaugh. If it, Shanahan, nah, dude, nah. Sorry, 12-5 with no better than a second round exit. I'm going to leave it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We shall see, gentlemen. But I sticking to my 6-11.
I mean, I
I'm
ain't gonna lie,
surprised,
Nunez.
Nunez. I'm not going to lie.
If it
I'm a little
happens that
surprised.
way,
But I know you hate
I'll
them.
be great. I'll be happy. If it happens that way, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna cry. That's certainly not gonna happen.
Nah,
All
that's not
right.
gonna cry.
All right. And this is why it would have been good to have one of our fellow friends here from the Beast. We have a few of them that are always down to talk, but we had to get the show and we weren't able to get a Score Cowboy fan on this one. We're gonna move it along. Final team here, Philadelphia Eagles. That's the guy that used to play for the Giants, wearing the number of the great Orleans Darkwa. Just kidding. That's Saquon Barkley. Yeah. We know who he is. Coming
Why you
off,
gotta hate, man? Hey,
hey, it's my turn now. I'm gonna give you a little hell. This is a
I
team.
was giving praise.
No, I know, but it's Saquon. It's
I get
Saquon.
it.
Hey, Nunez, I was surprised when you say all these Darkwa too, man.
I got to be petty with the way he left. It's not that he chose Philly, even. It's the way he left. Come on, dude. Do better than Twitter. Twitter at the time, X, whatever. Okay, that's Saquon Barkley. He had a year for the ages 2 years ago. Last year, it wasn't just him. The offense in general did not have the same kind of season. And I think in a lot of ways, it had to do with the departure of their former offensive coordinator. A lot of teams, when they're winning, they get the hot coordinators and guys lose coaches, and it's not easy. I think they personally have a top tier wide receivers coach in Aaron Moorhead. I'm not saying that because he's Idris's cousin. I'm saying it because it's the truth. He has always been able to get top performance out of whoever he has to deal with. But last year was just a rough year in general for this offense. This team did win the division, but they got stomped out by the Niners in the early round, which shocked a lot of people. I personally didn't think it was going to happen. I thought the Eagles were going to go a little further last year, despite the fact that they were a little up and down. Here are some key player additions. Hollywood Brown, the ageless wonder.
That's a
Grant
good pickup.
Calcaterra, they brought him back. Safety Marcus Epps, Jonathan Jones, Tyreek Woolen. These are depth guys. Tight end
Yeah.
Johnny Munt, depth guy. These are depth pieces. Nunez, this is your team. Navigate what you like here, and me and Idris will add to it.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen, for giving me the time. um,
Well, I got to
um,
discredit you after I let you talk for like 10
I
seconds. I let you do
know,
your
I
thing.
know. Give me
Come on,
top.
let's go.
Oh yeah. So I know. I like our additions. I like the addition of Tariq Woolen. I mean, he's gonna help out the corners. Hollywood Brown, I am excited about if this dude
Oh,
can
that's
stay
good. That was
healthy.
a pickup. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he can stay healthy, oh my God! If you have him, Smitty.
He could
Now
still run, man.
the one I am worried about though, gentlemen, is Makai Lemon, his hamstring. He's been having problems with the hamstring all camp, and it's just like, damn, if he gets hit or something, it's just like, what the heck's gonna happen?
Nunez, I'll be honest, I low key like the
So
Elijah Moore pickup. Believe it or not, I like the Elijah Moore
yeah,
pickup. He's been around the block. Damian Pierce, liked him in college, hasn't had the best chance to shine in the pros, but if they want to start shortening the workload with Saquon Barkley, I do believe that Damian Pierce is ready. I'm not trying to steal your shine,
Yes.
just adding, keep going,
No, no,
bro.
no, no, no. Yeah, no, I totally
Thank you.
agree with you on that, Rich. I think Saquon Barkley is gonna have a way better year this year than he had last year.
I would draft
I
him in
think personally,
fantasy. I would draft him. I
I,
think he's going to have a bounce back year. I do share your sentiments on
I
that.
don't, I don't think he's gonna have, I don't think he's gonna have a 2,000 yard season like he had 2 years ago. But I think he'll
No,
have about
no.
1,500. He might have about 1,500 yards. I think it's a breakthrough year. He might have 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns. I like that kid from South Dakota, the tight end from South Dakota that we got on the draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta start thinking about the future because Dallas Goddard is getting old.
Yeah, yeah. And then I think what Hurts' problem, I think Hurts. I was for the first time last season. I was very with words about Jaden Hurts last year. I was very watching that Niner game, the last game that play. Why would you throw it in triple coverage? Come on, dude. Like you had time to go in the outside corners, get even or spike the ball. They should have beat San Francisco last year, but it is what it is. That was passed. I think I think we look pretty good on the back. I mean, we look okay on paper. I'm just worried about our safety in the defense.
You know, my favorite
Because now
pickup in
the
free agency, just because it's funny, guard Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
It's just funny because he's a guard. Obviously not a shooting
Yeah.
guard. He's a football guard, but it's just funny when you see
You know,
guard Michael
crazy.
Jordan.
You got a guard named Michael Jordan. You also got a safety in the NFL named Kobe Bryant. I think that's
oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's and then yeah now yeah I seen that. So
longtime
I mean,
Seahawk. Yeah.
it's looking at the Jonathan Jones we got. AJ Brown. I ain't worried about it. He's gone. And good luck to the rest of his career with New England. We won games without AJ Brown in the lineup. Now I
yeah.
think what
Oh
we're
yeah.
about to see is Hurts. I think Hurts now is going to be more comfortable now in the pocket.
Yeah.
He's not going to have to worry about, hey, I got to get the ball to AJ. Because you
I
got
do think
Smitty.
that sometimes when you get more of that, I think the big question for you guys going into this is Devontae Smith ready to assume the role of a number one receiver and be that every every game number one? It's a tall task because like him or love him or whatever, AJ Brown had the skills to be that, but he was not happy with his role. You know, he was not happy with his
No,
role.
I think Smitty will be. I think Smitty's ready. I think
I will say
guys are
this.
going to see. Hmm?
I will say this. I'm not really worried about you guys losing AJ Dillon. Um, N'Kobe Dean and Reed Blankenship, those are two tough losses. Those, in my opinion, are your two toughest losses due to free agency. It's not even AJ Brown, but losing AJ Brown hurts too. It's going to hurt in the beginning. Makai Lemon, like you said, you got to see what happens. The kid out of USC, hamstring injuries are tricky and they take time to come back
Hmm.
from. You keep going, Nunez. I'm going to pull up your draft picks. Obviously, Lemon was
Yeah.
first. I love that tight end out of
Yeah.
Vandy. I think that's a good pick.
Yes.
Markel Bell, the
Yes.
same offensive
Yes.
line where we drafted the other guy. He's a ball player. Cole
Yes.
Payton, quarterback out of North
Yeah.
Dakota State. You're thinking about the future. You're also thinking about a
Hmm.
backup because, you did lose
Yep.
Hal. Michael Morris out of Georgia, a guard. Cole Wisniewski, safety out of
Wisniewski.
Texas Tech. That is one of the guys you can try to
Now
develop to replace what you
Beard.
lost.
Now Beard came is I think he's like 6'8" or 6'9".
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
a
big man.
big dude. Yeah.
Large
That dude
human
is
being.
massive.
Yeah.
And if they can groom him to be that player, man, oh man,
The size
I just
alone,
also
dude.
watch out. Yeah, it's
The
scary.
size
Six foot
alone,
nine. I'm
man.
like, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big man.
I mean,
That's not somebody that opposing edge rushers are gonna be happy about.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
6'9" is
on
6'9".
paper, gentlemen, I think we look good. I think we look okay. I'm just like I said, the only thing
Yeah.
I'm worried about is on defense is the far back safety because now we're gonna have Cooper DeJean play safety instead of corner.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
So
transition, but
that's
I
a
do
little bit.
believe if you could play corner at a high level, you could play safety. Um,
Yeah.
Questions surrounding the 2026 Eagles. These are my personal questions that I just
Mhm.
throw out when I look at this team. Um, Will an exit from the playoffs or an off year mean a hot seat for Nick Sirianni? Why do I even bring this up? It's because they've been impatient in recent years. Because if you recall, before he got to those 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, that seat was starting to get warm. Um,
Yeah.
they obviously, put that to bed by winning a bowl. But remember, Doug Peterson won a bowl, and they still showed him the door. Andy Reid took him to a bowl. They still showed him the door. So I guess the point I'm trying to make, gentlemen, no head coach, and I mean no head coach, is always safe, even with a nice resume. Now, am I going to sit here and say that I like Nick Sirianni? Maybe if he coached my team, I might look at it differently. I think that when you're an opponent of Nick Sirianni, naturally he's easy to dislike because he talks his shit. That's part of his personality. Do I think he knows his X's and O's? Do I think he's a hard worker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I think he's well respected by his team? And do I think things get blown out of proportion sometimes with the media? Absolutely. I think he's a damn good coach. Put it out.
I'll
Just
be
put it
honest
out there.
with
He's a damn
I'll
good
be
coach.
honest with you. I'll be honest with you about Sirianni. I've said this before. I like him. I like his attitude.
Well, I'm glad somebody does.
Yeah,
I like Sirianni too.
yeah, I like the way he handles it. It's like he has an attitude like, look, this is my team. You know us. I like it. Like I remember that game with one, and it was people calling for his head. He's like looking at the crowd like, look, what's your team?
Idris, if you
The
could
major
possibly
breakup.
cut out and come back in, I think your audio is acting.
All right. Yeah, it's here. Um, yeah. I'm gonna clock out and come back in.
All right,
Yeah,
brother, take your time. We ain't going nowhere.
I know.
All right. The way I see it is Idris's cousin, when he was a guest on the show, he said something very profound that stood out to me. Sirianni is a former receivers coach, and
Right?
Aaron flat out said we speak the same language. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, Aaron reports to him, and that's the general, so to speak, and it's a respect thing. But Aaron said that
Yeah.
one of the most enjoyable things about being the receivers coach for this particular team is that he and Nick speak the same language. And I think that speaks volumes, truly speaks volumes about what it means to
Yeah.
be a professional and as you're trying to enhance that room. Now, um, in your opinion, Nunez, did the Eagles do enough to cover their losses on the defensive side of the ball? I think that's a reasonable question. Here comes Idris.
Um.
I got to kick
Man,
the old Idris out.
Oh
I'll say
man,
about 50. I'll
what
say
the
about
hell?
50-50.
Which one is the new Idris? The fourth one or the third one backstage, Idris?
I don't know. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm here.
Yeah, I'll say about 50-50. I mean, like I said,
There you go. Okay.
I mean, we lost some. I mean, losing Reed Blankenship and then losing to Kobe Dean. I mean, our middle linebacker is going to get hurt. It hurts, going to hurt us. But we're also going to get back Jahad Campbell. So
Yeah,
I'm looking
Jahad
forward to that.
Campbell,
You know,
that dude was a Boston College.
so I mean, you still got the bald eagle and Vaughn. You
Mm-hmm.
know, our offensive line looks good too. I think our offensive line didn't really. I mean, we got Cam Jurgens coming back from injury. Lane Johnson's final year in his career.
Yeah, Lane
So,
Johnson's gonna make this one
um,
count. What I was most impressed with your guys is that you were able to replace a Hall of Fame talent in Jason Kelsey like right away.
mhm,
Now, I'm not going to sit
yeah,
here and say that you don't miss him. That guy was a legend. But what I'm saying
yeah,
is like it's very rare, especially with those kind of positions, that you don't lose that much in terms of performance. And the Eagles, to Harry Roseman's credit, have done a good job of making tough decisions, popular players leaving. But Howie has
mhm,
been hitting more than he misses. I give him that. I will. He's a good GM.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Bottom line.
That's the
I
greatest GM in the NFC East.
yeah, I agree.
Possibly in the whole
The
NFL.
partner in
I
the
mean, I
NFL.
cannot
Forget the NFC
deny
East.
that.
NFL. NFL.
The results are there, bro.
Yeah,
This is
the
their
Yeah, they are.
schedule, guys. That's your schedule.
NFL.
We've got a win over the Commanders week 1. That goes without saying. You're going to beat the Titans. Chicago Bears, that's going to be a fun one. I'm going to give.
I'm gonna go 3-0. I think
Yeah,
they'll
I'm going
beat
to go 3 and
Chicago.
0. I think your first loss may come at the hands of the Rams. Watch out with
Nope.
Jacksonville. Do I potentially see 3-2? I'm going 3-2. You'll beat the Panthers. You're
Yeah.
splitting with Dallas, however venue. You're splitting with Dallas. You'll beat the
I hope not.
Commanders.
Hope you,
You're splitting with
hope you
us.
sweep.
I like the bye week here. I don't like Seattle and Houston back to back. I'll be real with you. I'm not too keen on that. This is what I'm afraid of for you guys. That final 4 game stretch. That final four
Yeah.
game stretch concerns me a bit because you got the Seattle Seahawks and the Houston Texans, arguably the two best defenses in the league, or definitely in the top 3 or 4, however you slice it. That 49er game is going to be massive. This is how I see this playing out, gentlemen. The final game of the regular season is a roadie in Jersey, which is basically a bus ride. You guys are so close to each other.
Yeah.
I believe whoever wins week 18 between the Eagles and the New York Giants is going to advance to the playoffs, whereas the loser of that game is going to narrowly miss the playoffs. I don't think the NFC East is sending 3 this year. I think that final
No.
game of the season, win or lose for whoever, is going to decide it. That is my genuine prediction. And the thing is, I don't know. Who am I going to pick? I don't know. I mean, we're home. We beat you last year there. I think that game decides the final wild card in the NFC. I am not playing, gentlemen.
What's the record?
What's the
Give
record?
me 10. Give me 10-7 for the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me 10 and
Eagles.
7 for the New York Football Giants. That game is going to be a tiebreaker.
I'm going 11-6 for the Eagles. And going back to receiver, I think them losing AJ Brown was a big loss, but I think Hollywood Brown. I think if he's healthy, I think he'll fill a spot.
Oh, he'll fill a
Uh,
spot. I don't think Devontae's ready to be a number one. That's one of my big questions with these guys. I like what they got on the front line.
mhm.
I'm not a huge fan of Makai Lemon. I don't know if he's a number one receiver. Does he have that it factor like a Malik Neighbors right out of college? No, he doesn't, in my opinion. No disrespect. I think he's a number two. He's a number two who's going to be asked to do something that doesn't come natural to him. And I think Saquon needs to have that year again. I'll put it to you like that. I think Saquon needs to have that year. And if Saquon has that year where he's going for like 1,700 yards, then don't worry about what Richie thinks about that receiving room. They'll figure it out. But I got 10-7 and knocking on the door of the playoffs. They're either going to be one of the two wild cards or they're going to narrowly miss because I do think that 10 wins doesn't completely guarantee it. But I think that final game against the New York Giants is going to decide the final playoff berth of the NFC. And that's me being unbiased because I could have my Giants higher or whatnot. I think some people might be a little surprised that I'm only giving Philly 10 wins. But I have a funny feeling that that final month is going to be the implosion.
Yeah, we'll go 11-6. I think 10-7 could happen because I think the division is going to be black and blue. But I'm gonna go 11-6. I'll be honest with you. I think they sweep Dallas, man. I think that's going to be the
Really
factor right there. I think they sweep Dallas.
interesting.
Um, I think Washington. I think they'll sweep Washington. Well, Dallas. I'm gonna go split with Dallas, but I think they'll. I think
Yeah,
they'll.
if you're right, then that puts them ahead of us because I got the G-men with a 3-3 divisional record.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
they
I'm
do
gonna
what you're
say split,
saying, they'll be ahead of us.
but I think they'll. I think they'll sweep Washington. They'll split with us. It depends on. It depends on what's going on at the end of the season. Cause who knows? Philly
Yeah,
might be
injuries
locked
are
up.
so key.
Yeah, Philly might be
And
locked up, and they might just let the Giants run them.
well, let's
You
say
know.
hypothetically, if I'm wrong, and if Nunez is right, and let's say if the Eagles are in the driver's seat, to your point, and Dallas has an off year, that final
Hmm.
game could be what gets the Giants in. But the penalty of the loss isn't going to kill the Eagles. That is also a possibility. I just have a feeling the Cowboys are winning the division, and you know damn well that there's no bias on that shit. But it's just my opinion. I'm just one of many. I'm just one of many fans. I have picked the
Yeah.
Eagles in this division in the past. And I have picked the Cowboys in this division in the past, and there neither time do I find picking either one of them pleasurable. But I try to keep it real around here. That's what I think. I think the New York Giants are going to qualify for the final playoff spot. I think the Eagles are going to be the best team in the NFC to narrowly miss the playoffs. We shall see. Nunez, final
I
thought because
think.
this is your team. You get the final word
Yep.
on this one.
I think we're gonna be 12-5 and win the NFCs.
And
Woo!
that's
So
a
my
reasonable take.
so my I'm saying 12-5. You guys are gonna be 11-6, like I said. The Kardashians will be 6-11, and the Commanders will be
Crazy
two and
work. He hates the
and the com-
Cowboys.
and the Commanders will be the homeless team will be 2-15.
Oh shit.
I think
11.
Jalen Hurts. I think. Look at guys. This is what Jalen Hurts is 6 or 7 season, correct? Jalen
Something
Hurts
like
has
Yeah,
had
that.
a
he's
Something
been
like
in
that,
for a
yeah.
minute now.
his 6 year. His 6 year. Jalen Hurts has had an OC every single year.
Hmm.
A
Yeah.
new OC. Now we got Sean
It's
Mannion from Green Bay.
it's a challenge for sure, dude.
I think
I think okay, good, good. Yeah, yeah.
what I've seen. I've seen Hurts this camp in this camp. I have never seen this man smile so damn much since he came into the league.
That's reasonable.
And
That's
looking
reasonable.
and look and they're already talking about opening it up for Saquon. Giving
Right.
him more touches. Giving do what they got to do. As you can see, the tush push didn't work for us at all. We're like 66% last year. Buffalo was the number one team that had the tush push and the tush push.
Yeah, they stole
I
your
think,
play.
hey, go ahead, take it, shit. I don't care. Go ahead, take it. But I think we'll be 12-5. I think we win the division. Um, when we play you guys, I think it will be for the NFC East title.
Word.
It could be for the NFC East title, or we
Well,
might
if that's
have
the
that one
case,
game up. No, but I'm saying we could probably be what 12-4, and you guys would be like 11
yeah,
and or 10 and
yeah,
6.
yeah.
We'll bench our start. We'll have to rest our starters, and then you just be like you can play second string, and there it is. You
Yeah,
guys
it
win
could
your 11th
happen.
game.
Or on the other side of things, even if you bench your guys, it's still a dangerous game because it's a division rival, and you always want to stick it to your division rival, even if you're running with backup. So that's the intensity that this division brings because
Mhm.
it's just the way it is. Good job, gentlemen. I think we were honest. I think we did our best to evaluate what's going on in this division, and we all are disagreeing in some way or another, which makes it for a little more interesting.
My
On
bad.
something bigger than football, um, New York Giants community of fans, New York Knicks community of fans. Um, Kind of was a gut punch to me personally because while I
Yeah.
never met Herbert personally, I have spoken with his brother-in-law, who's essentially his brother. They were great friends, Eric Paparock Perez. My sincerest condolences go out to Herbert's family, all those who loved him. And I know that Idris knew Herbert a little more personally because, from what I understand, in the past, Idris and him worked together on some thoughts for music, helping each other in various ways.
Hmm.
And I understand that Herbert was very much interested in being a part of Idris's next musical project. But my heart goes out to your family, Herbert. And
Yeah.
Giants, you have a job to do. I'm very thankful that Herbert got to see his New York Knicks win, as so many Knicks fans were not
Yeah.
able to see the Knicks close it out and win. It took a long time, and a lot of devoted Knicks fans never got to see that moment. But Idris, I'm going to pass this to you because I know that there's something that you want to speak on here too.
Yeah. Herb. I've known Herb for I don't know, close to 10 years. One of my original Giants family that I met on Facebook, and of the guys that we got they had like a little crew. They all live in Virginia, but they're all New Yorkers from Queens. And I got a chance to meet all of them except for him. But we talked a lot. And when I got back into my music last year, well, actually recording, um, I said, "Yo," because he went by the name King Apocalypse, and
Yeah,
look him up on this. The guy is good. He was
yeah,
he
he
was he
was
was a
damn good.
freaking
He
beast.
was
Um,
damn good.
and I asked, I said, "Yo, man." you need to give me a verse for my upcoming project. He said, man, I got you, man. He says, let me know, when you get it, get that everything in order. I said, yeah. I said, bet. Because a couple of years ago, he asked me to remix a song he did, and he wanted me to cut up another song that he liked. I did, and that got us closer. We wasn't like super close, but with hip hop heads, we got a certain relationship with each other. We may not talk to each other when it comes music. We're like, yo, And when I woke up yesterday morning, I got on social media, and Papa Rock said, gonna miss my boy Herb. And I like, maybe I'm reading the wrong thing. And I looked, I said, what? And I hit him up. I said, what happened? He said, his sister found him unresponsive. And I'm like, wow, that's insane. And it hurts because, like I said, it's great that he got a chance to see the Knicks win. He was like ecstatic, and up until the day before he passed, he was just going in, Knicks in 5, Knicks in 5, Knicks in 5, Knicks in 5. And, to wake up and hear that, and he's young, man. I think Herb was 48, I think, or something like that. He's young guy.
Too young. And it hit me like a gut punch, because when you first said it, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I talk to Papa Rock here and there, just a
Yeah.
good dude. And I say to myself, if that's his people, then I already know that they're good people, because I think the world of Eric. So when I'm in Facebook jail, been in Facebook jail. So naturally, I didn't know this, and it really caught me off guard, man. And bigger than even the sports stuff, one thing that I know that we're going to make an effort for here, and I know you talked to Eric, is that we're going to try to make sure that his music continues to get noticed even after crossing the veil, because it's a next destination to me. It's, it's never goodbye. It's see you later when it comes to things of that nature, at least in my spirituality.
Right.
And he's a true hip hop head. I mean, he's a true hip hop head. I mean, hip hop is, and like me, he's a chef. Hip hop was like, this guy eats.
Well, that's one thing that I love about independent artists, is that one thing I notice about a lot of you guys is that you always show each other love, and you're always trying to uplift each other. And I think just when I even saw some of the videos and some of his work, you can see the bonds that he has with his brothers, and I think it speaks volumes about the kind of person he was. Bottom line.
Yeah. The only thing we beefed at, he's a Mets fan, so he talked a lot of trash. He talked a lot of trash, and we go at it. Even with the Mets loss, he was a true New Yorker, because even if the Mets lost, he's still talking trash about the Yankees. So.
Hey, my best friend in New York, same situation. Richard Dorney, diehard Mets fan. So
diehard, man. He hated the Phillies.
Oh yeah. I just want to say, for everybody here at the show, our sincerest condolences to you, Eric. Our sincerest condolences to all those who love Herb. And we wanted to do something special here for Herb to keep his light going. So something that Idris, you put this together, Idris?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Herbert Campbell, rest in peace.
King of Pockets.
New York Giants, you got a job to do this year. Let's get it done on the field this year for Herbert.
Yeah.
I'm Richie. He's Daniel Nunez. He's Idris Salam. I'm out. Enjoy this video and announcements for our next show.
Even though there's no bad weather in here. I'm old school cowabunga, up and down the strip, fuck the tourists all summer. Little black book full of hella hoes numbers. The motherfucking original bad bitch hunter. Came from hot winners, cops and block spinners. Old Huntersville with the dime sack winners. Blunt spillers, the puff givers. Years later reminiscing still gives us shivers. The rhythm I deliver for my niggas, I'm uncanny. When I'm on stage, they rub titties and throw panties. A big punny should've won the Grammy in Miami. Big truck Jews with the skulls carved in the swammy. Hold my umbrella, twin, let me rain on this fella. Marinara sauce, I melt his mozzarella. The block dweller, the multi seller, the weed seller. I still knock the glass slippers off Spinderella. Go together, I let her the hardest ledger. Y'all niggas forced to dump down, I get better and better. Till that thing squirt the bed wetter. Wheel up, selector, ease up and better. Yeah, we see the best.
You're talking much, okay? Oh yes,
scarred spiritually. King tyranny, my reign was your misery. Pain on your brain, the strain was rap history. Let me find out, somebody chat about a victory. Rock with the Glock, little viciously. Freak them a pepper seed. I preach the word from a book they can never read.